you know when you want to go on at exactly 10, or you want to wait a little bit?
I'm ready today. You're ready? Okay. Yeah, I'm on now. Hello.
Berry Hill, Nashville.
The views and opinions of the following show are those of the host and the host only, and not those of Heidelberg Broadcasting, its ownership, or management.
Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning, rise and shine. Of course, it is that time, everyone. It is Tuesday morning, and I am super grateful, beautiful people, to be here in the studio. Welcome to RFD Talk, live here at WVOL. Live here at WVOL. Thank you, the mighty WVOL. And it's the Nashville Heritage Radio Station. So we are happy to be back and in the house. Good morning, beautiful. Thank you for being here with us. I want to say good morning to all the WVOL listeners traveling. If you're traveling in your car, stay tuned, listen in, because let me tell you, this Tuesday we have a guest in the green room, and you don't want to miss this gentleman. So his name is Timothy Thompson, and we are all excited to hear from him today, and so honored that he is in the place. It is so nice when I stream with you all, but it's so great to be in person with people. And I think because in 2020, when we wasn't able to be in present with people, it was a little different for us. So getting out and having people in the place, it's so nice to have him here. And also, we always got to thank our sponsors this morning. So how's everybody feeling? How are you feeling? My question to all the listeners, YouTube, Facebook followers, how are you feeling on this Tuesday? It is April. We are in April, guys. We are ending the first quarter of the year. We're in the new quarter, right? Well, let me just stop and breathe and smell the coffee. It is the new season. We are in April. April showers brings May flowers. April is a beautiful month. It's a new start. It's a new season. It's a lot of great new things coming on. So this month, we here at RFD, I name my month every month. I choose to write out my 30 days. And what I wrote for this month is a new awesome April. How many is ready for a new awesome April? I'm telling you, because what the spring does, it's just refreshing. It brings out the new flowers. We get to see the trees come back alive, and I think we even spark up. From the winter season, we've been a little bit in the house, and you're being all closed in and not really going out and socializing. So what I like about the spring and April is I feel like we're all blossoming something new. So share with us today. Make sure you get ready to call in. We definitely love for you guys to call in, because this is just not about RFD talking. It's about RFD having a dialogue with you, amazing, beautiful followers from all over the worldwide. I know you all are coming in from different states, different areas, but we are super excited to be right here in the heart of Greater Nashville. So if you want to call in, and you can dial in at 615-227-1470. That's the number. Just call in if you have a question for myself, or if you have a question for my mighty guest who's in the back, who we'll be bringing on in just a moment. So now we want to move forward from there, and we always want to thank those amazing sponsors. We want to appreciate our sponsors, which is Shave Me Down Handmade Body Butter. And you can find and order your Shave Me Down from Facebook at Shave Me Down Body Butter. That's on Facebook. Or you can email Shave Me Down at shamemedown06@gmail.com. Definitely want to get you some shea butter at this time of the season so you can make your skin feel soft and moist and ready for your sandals, people. It's almost sandal season. If you haven't already brought your sandals out, let me tell you, April, you're going to be bringing your sandals out. You're going to be out in the sun. You need some Shave Me Down body butter. Thank you, Shave Me Down. And then we also want to thank our other sponsor, which is Majestic Elegance Candles and Company, which is 100% soy-based wax candles, which is toxin-free, eco-friendly, and is crackling wood. So you definitely want to go to the website right now and order you some soy-based candles. If you're a person like me, I love to burn a candle in my morning. I start my mornings off with my signature candle, the RFD Talk Sacred Balance candle, is our peppermint fragrance. So you can order my exclusive candles as well from the same distribution company, which is Majestic Elegance and Candles, and you can in company. And the website is livemajestic.com. You can order you some lavender, peppermint, and other fragrances will be there on the website. So check out the website, get your orders in. I highly recommend these candles. They burn slow. They burn for several hours. And it's the best investment you can do for yourself. It's a healthy type of candle. So you'll be breathing in some good soy-based fragrance, and it won't hurt you and harm you, and it won't leave any smut on your walls and things like that. Again, welcome, beautiful people. Thank you for being here. We are super excited because it's Tuesday morning, beautiful people. On Tuesday morning, we love to get together and talk about how we can help each other feel good, mind, body, and spirit. Of course, you know who I am. I am Robin F. David. I am a certified life coach. I am an Amazon bestseller. I am your friend. I'm here to help you learn how to move through difficult, challenging situations. That's what we do here on RFD Talk. We bring simple understanding to complicated situations by taking the hard work out of self-love. So if you are ready to develop your self-care, self-love, and health and wealth and fun things, you want to tune in every week. You want to share and tell your friends and family to just come on and join. Yes, I will. I will not. I will be inviting you. I look so forward to inviting you guys to the meditation on the 16th. Thank you, Kamaria, the boss. I appreciate that. Yes, we definitely want to invite you all this April the 16th. I will be having a meditation session. Thank you, Kamaria, the boss, for reminding me to mention that. You want to register today. You want to get your seat locked in because it's limited seats, everyone. And breathing techniques are very important. It's very good to start your day off with meditation. You can end your day in meditation. And we'll do 3 deep breaths here every week on the RFD Talk Show. We will do our 3 deep breaths, right? So definitely stay tuned. And breath work is important to help you stay present. It helps you center. Breath work has a lot of things that it helps you with. So definitely tune in. It's just 12, excuse me, guys. Let me slow down. It's on April the 16th at 8 p.m. Central. You can register. You can DM me here on the RFD Talk page, or you can email me at rfdtalk@gmail.com to register your seat. There's only like 10 seats. This breath work is done from your home, so you don't have to go anywhere. It's about 40 to 45 minutes, and it's a small investment in yourself, setting yourself to a place to set your week up for success. It helps you reset, refocus, get centered, and it's going to be fun. We'll do affirmations. We'll do a little journaling in the 40 minutes, and you just set yourself up for a great week. So thank you for mentioning the meditation section that I, RFD, have scheduled, and you can join me right from your home. And then we want to say good morning to you as well. Thank you for chiming in, all my YouTube followers. I appreciate the YouTube followers. I got to say thank you, WVOL listeners, for being here with me. If you all are on the radio and you haven't followed me on YouTube or Facebook, please tune in to my Facebook and my YouTube page. I definitely want to shout out my YouTube followers. Now my YouTube is finally growing, and I'm working on getting you guys to follow me over there. So this week I just reached 100 subscribers. So I want to shout you all out. Thank you guys. Thank you for subscribing to the YouTube. You can follow me also on Instagram. So if you're on those platforms, RFD Talk, robinfdavid.com is my website, which I am working on my website. So I got a lot of fun things going on in April. The website is being updated at this present moment. So stay tuned for that. So guys, I'm just so excited. I can't wait to get to our guests. So let's see what else we're going to talk about really quick before we get to our guests. We'll have a conversation with the guests in a minute. So remember to like and share and follow, and invite your family and friends to like and share and follow. Okay, so send this out. So let's do we're going to talk about, before we do our breath work, we want to slow down for a minute. We're going to do our breath work. We know the name of the month is a new awesome April. And so we're going to talk about in April some of the new things that you're starting in April. I hope that you're starting something new in April. For me in April, I'll be starting my gardening. I started gardening last year and started at the end of the year. So I need to tell you guys, this will be my first spring planting some things down. I want to plant some tomatoes. I know I'm going to do some tomatoes. I'll probably do some I want to say last year I actually did I love the basil. I love me some basil. So I'll be doing some of those things this week. I'll be going to the garden to start planting. So what will you be doing new in April? Let me know. Follow me and let me know what you're going to do for new in April. It's a lot of great things that help you with your self-care in April, like getting out, doing the outdoor exercise, when the weather is permitting. That's a great thing to do. So comment, let me know what you will be doing for April. What new things will you be springing forth and bringing in your life? What will you be doing in this new chapter? April, May, and June. It's really fun months, but what are you going to do for the next season so that it can blossom by October, right? So you know how these quarters go really fast. And next thing we'll know, we'll be close to that end half of the year, and we'll be on the other side of harvest time. So please think about what something new you can do in April. All right. So now I'm going to talk about the wins for this week, because every week on the RFD Talk, we talk about the wins. We have small wins in life. In life is a lot of challenging things. I want to send out prayers to families, and I want to send out prayers to the families who went through a lot of things here in Nashville just last week. We had a very unfortunate event that happened here. And the shooting was, it takes us as a community to really get through all that. So I'm sending some love, some prayers to my deepest condolences to all the family members, all the people that were connected and affected by that. And I think we all as a whole are connected to each other when it comes to those type of experiences that become nationally known. And so we want to send out love and prayers to each and every family and each and every viewer and listener who was impacted by that. We have our individual trauma, we have our collective trauma, and that is one of the things that was one of our community and worldwide trauma. So we just send love and prayer to each and everyone today that's listening to the show, that you we'll get through this together. We'll get through this together. But one of the ways I deal with grief, and what I tell people do, you also have to remember what was your wins, right? So we do a RFD Talk segment on what are your wins for this week. What are those small things that you could be thankful for? It gives you an attitude of gratitude in the midst of things that we will deal with daily in our life. what are some of the things that are happening good for you? And last week, I asked you guys to call in. If you'd like to call in and tell me what your small wins are, you can call in at 615-227-1470. And you can share with us what were your wins. One of the things was one of my wins for this week was, I got to share this win. This is the big win for me. 92 R&B throwback. R&B throwback reached Sissy Brown. Some of you know her from 92. She is on the nationally syndicated radio show. And Sissy Brown, she not just mentioned me on the show last week. Last week, she actually shared my full story. And I want to thank you, Sissy Brown. I want to thank 92. I want to thank each and every one of you who heard that comment. She told my whole story. As a kid, I knew I grew up knowing my purpose from as a little kid. And so seeing me here in the second half of my life, which I'll say that's because I'm the happy nickel, right? I'm the happy nickel, people. And so sometimes in life, you think you can run away from your calling, and you think you're not going to live your dreams. I'm tell you, but God has another plan. He knows he's the GPS expert, and he brings you to full circle in your life. So being in media for me has been something that I knew about way before you guys see me on RFD Talk. It was not so easy accepting this call, but I said, my hands are too short to box with God. So I said yes to media, radio, and television. And I am really grateful that I finally said yes to God and following those calls that he has placed on my life. So thank you, Sissy Brown. And I also want to thank one of my other wins for last week, I didn't get to mention last week, was that I was on In the Know magazine, jazz magazine. In the Know is Denise Barnes, and she is also a syndicated radio host, and she has a radio show that is all over the world. It's nationally, and you can find her on Facebook, and she's an FM nationally syndicated radio host who started right here at WVOL. She started here 15 years ago, and I was on her show. She interviewed me 2 Fridays ago. Sissy Brown spoke of me on last Friday. And then the Friday before that, I had the opportunity to interview with the one and only Denise Barnes, who is amazing. You definitely need to tune into her radio show. Her radio show is amazing as well. She spoke with me for 10 minutes, and you can find it on her Facebook page, because she does stream it later. She did it live, and then she also did put it on for a stream. So you can find my interview with her. So thank you, Rhonda. Thank you, my beautiful friend, Rhonda. I appreciate you. Yes, it is a milestone. It has been a milestone to get here. I'm very grateful. I appreciate the divine allowing me to have these wins, these small wins, to be able to share them with you all on this day, on April the 4th. 2023. And one other small win. Okay, I was only going to do 2 small wins. We're going to get, but I have one other I'd like to share with you guys. And I'm waiting for you guys to call in and tell me your small wins. One other small win was I was on Cameo Bobo's show last week. Cameo Bobo was Sunday. Today's Tuesday. I get so excited because the weeks go so I guess the days are long. And the years are short. So just Sunday evening, I was on Cameo Bobo's show. That was so exciting. I was in the audience with Cameo. Thank you. Yes, it's win. So those were 3 wins in a row with media and television. And I'm so grateful that God has his hand on my life. And I said yes to media. And I am open to sharing here this platform with other great people that are coming on the show. And I am really getting more comfortable with interviewing. I thank Ms. Barnes for letting me, Denise for letting me have that interview, because now I'm like, okay, it's okay. I can really get on there and be interviewed as well. So it was fun having that. Being the interviewer, being interviewed. But yes, those are some great wins. Cameo Show is called. Let me go back to that. Cameo Show is a night live show. It's going to be a night show here. We need it here in Nashville. Cameo had mentioned that we need more Black media. We need more Black media here, and big shows. New York have big shows. California has big shows. New York, California. I'm trying to think of the other place. Atlanta, have Black media big. But we need Black media big right here in the good old greater Nashville. So congratulations, Cameo Bobo, for your live music city show. And her show was so awesome. She was born to be a star. She's a natural star, everyone. So definitely check out Cameo Bobo's new show coming on. And I appreciate that she allowed me to be a guest of her first taping. So that felt really fun and that was exciting. So now we get down to the good part. Let's take those 3 breaths. I think I slowed down and said everything that I wanted to say to you beautiful people. And let's take those first 3 deep breaths and we'll have a commercial coming. And after the commercial, we'll have our guest and we'll have him tell us more about his greatness. We can't not wait. So if you're driving your car, keep your eyes open because I'm sending you prayers right now. Prayers to you that you do not close your eyes. You do not have to close your eyes to take your deep breaths. The deep breaths are just for us I would like for you to breathe in what you need today on this Tuesday. And let go of what you don't need. It's not serving you today. Sometimes you just want to breathe in peace. Sometimes you want to release chaos. Sometimes you want to, whatever that is, you want to fill yourself up with more supernatural God, Holy Spirit, then hey, invite him in this moment. This is the moment that you take these deep breaths to just clear your head, become present, which is the biggest gift that you can have is the gift of breath. It is someone sent me a message about breath, and that is one of the greatest gifts you can have. Sometimes we might not have everything worked out in our life, right? But when you have the gift of breath, you have an amazing life right there, because when God wakes you up and gives you breath in your body and you can move, then everything else is possible. Everything else is possible. Long as you have breath, everything is possible. So let's take those 3 deep breaths. You want a deep breath in all the way in so you can fill your belly up and then let it go. And then once we do that, let's get ready for that commercial and we'll be right back. From that, we'll go into our segment with our guest. So deep breath, breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. All right. Welcome, beautiful people. Welcome to RFD Talk. We are live here at the Mighty 147 Nashville Heritage Radio Station. And I am honored to have a guest. We will have a commercial in just a moment. So I'm waiting to do our word for the day. Let me just share with our word. Our word for this week the word for today is newness. Newness. So write that down. Remember that April is about doing something new, springing forth. April is about new beginnings and a rebirth. So with all that being said, we're going to bring our guests on. I was hoping we'll have a commercial, but maybe we'll have the commercial in just a moment. Let's introduce our guests and we'll get a commercial in just a moment. And remember, if you want to call in, dial in at 615-227-1470. And you can ask our guest. He is here with us. Timothy, come on over here and you might want to pull yourself over here so we can get you introduced to everyone. Yes, we have someone here, beautiful people, that is going to be dialoguing with us today. And we're super honored to have you, Timothy. Let me get you in the screen so everyone can see you and see your greatness. All right. There you go. All right, here we are. So now, welcome. Are you able to? Okay.
Hello.
All right. So Timothy, you are Timothy Thompson. So tell us who you are. I mean, just introduce the guests, the listeners all around the world, ready to hear who you are, Timothy. And welcome to the RFD Talk Show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here this morning. It's a beautiful day outside, and thank you for those 3 wonderful breaths.
Oh, you're
I'm
welcome.
feeling very zen right now.
I love it. Good.
Yeah. Awesome. So my name is Timothy Thompson. I'm a Nashville native, born and raised. I've been barbering in the Nashville community for over 30 years now. I started cutting hair when I was 11 years old. And when I got to high school, I started doing event planning. So I started having high school parties and things like that. That was really cool. And I got off into that, and it was a blessing to me. And so while cutting hair, I was throwing parties, and then I got married and had a family, had 4 beautiful children. I have 4 beautiful grandchildren.
Wow.
Well, I'm sorry, I have 5 beautiful children. I'm sorry. My son lives in Kokomo, Indiana. And I have 4 beautiful grandchildren who are all wonderful, that dear to my heart. You know,
Wow.
Granddaddy loves his grandkids, you know.
Yes, I do know what granddaddies are. Granddaddies are everything, Timothy. Oh, wow. So you are this young man sitting here telling me he's a grandfather. I'm like, okay, the grandpas are looking real good now. Let me tell you, grandpas are everything though, because I think when I think of my grandpas, I'm a grandpa's fan. So good for you, and congratulations on your beautiful family.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. So yeah, it's really an honor and a pleasure to be here this morning, to be able to talk with you guys. I'm excited about our conversation this morning. I stayed up all night thinking about it.
Oh, great. So let me dive on in there. So you became a barber. And when I think about becoming a barber, because if some of my listeners don't know, before media and before being a great speaker, I'm in the beauty industry, right? By trade, the hustle was good. Okay. It's the best trade I ever said yes to, because it opened my eyes as a licensed nail technician. So tell me, as a barber, when you started as a barber, I guess was very young, because you still appear to be very youthful and young. And I'm like, tell me, how long have you been a barber?
So I started barbering when I was 11 years old. It was an experience of a bad hair process. So, you know, the S-curl box curls. Well, my aunt put one of those in my hair and left it in too long.
Oh, that is a bad
experience. And it was right back to school, you know, going back to school. And I said, no way, I can't go to school looking like Morris Day, you know.
Okay.
So I had to fix my hair. And I went in the bathroom and I borrowed some clippers from my neighbor, and I cut my own hair. And that started my barbering career right then, you know.
I love it. I love that. Well, I see. Well, that would have been something to make you think about what to do, keep your hair nice. So, all right, because I think that's a great field.
You know, sometimes some of our greatest blessings come through in some of our most tragic moments. You know, I would have been traumatized if I had to go to school that morning with my hair like that. But, you know, it spawned me to do something different, to fix my problem.
Oh, I love it.
Me fixing my problem, I created a career for myself. And 30 years later, you know, I'm barbering, you know, as a professional. So that's a wonderful thing for me to be able to do. It's a blessing, and I'm thankful for it.
Wow, that is, I love what you just said there, how you, so young, had a problem, but you also knew that you were able to create a solution. So you sound like a person who immediately understands that problems or trauma or something bad can turn into something good instantly, because you did that becoming a barber, it sounds like.
Absolutely. I took my lemons and turned them into lemonade.
Yes, and that is important in life. You know, we get those lemons and things like that happen. So congratulations to you, understanding the principle of that everything you need to thrive and survive you have the tools, it sounds like. So I'm looking forward to answering you more questions about you. Also, the reason you're on the show today is you are not only just a good family, a good father and grandfather, and a businessman in the community that we all can appreciate, but you are also here today to talk about some new things. We're in a new season with you. So tell us about this new season.
Well, so about a year or so ago, I had some clients that came into my barbershop and they were expressing themselves like, hey, we need new leadership. We need some fresh leadership, some young people that we can believe in and trust. And so they mentioned me about running as a candidate for councilman. And I thought originally when they said it, I was like, me? I was like, no. I'm cool with being a barber. I'm cool with being an event planner. I'm cool with being behind the scenes and being in that role. But what happened was the compel was like so strong from the people, and they were so compassionate in their questioning about me being that leader. And it wasn't just one person, it was multiple people, and it kept adding up. And so I said, well, I'm gonna pray about it. And I prayed about it, and God gave me a witness in my heart. And I said, okay, Lord, if this is gonna be what it's gonna be, then I'm gonna walk out on your faith. And that's what I've done. And so that's what has me here, to talk about that. And so I decided to run for councilman in District 1.
Wow. So
Yeah.
Tell us, what does that mean to be councilman in District 1? Tell me what that is. Who is
So councilman in District 1 means that we or I or the council person in that area would be kind of responsible for the economics and the roads and different services in the area, metro services that are provided. They serve as kind of like a conduit between government and the local people. And so that's a level of communication, and people express their awareness and what their needs and concerns are of the community. And the councilman goes and sits with the group of council people in session, and they discuss them and bring them forth. And we will make decisions on that and decide, what things are in the best interest of the city as a whole.
Great. Oh, wow. That's an awesome position to be running for. And you know why I think that you would be great for it? First of all, we talked about you being a family man and being a barber, but we didn't talk about that event plan. That came back to me because that sounded like this would be you planning to be an impact on the community. Like you'll be doing it you'll be using those skills as well, is what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely.
Yeah, those skills as a event planner. Excuse me, I get excited because I like how you just flow from both. All of your gifts open you up to this as being a really great councilman. It sounds like.
Yeah, it's I'm myself. I consider myself to be from the people. Like I'm a people person. I've always been that way. And I'm kind of like homegrown when it comes to District 1. I went to high school there. I've been in business there for over 10 years. My kids went to school in District 1. I went to barber college in District 1.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm a White Creek, once a Cobra, always a Cobra,
Oh, yeah.
So I've been really like honed and really developed in District 1. And so that's really important to me. And so it's kind of gives me the grounds as to why I really want to be there as a council person. And so with my event planning, like I've done everything from high school parties. I did event planning when I was at Mount Zion. We used to do different events with the youth there. I've done some event planning with some local acts. We've done some blues concerts. We did a 3-day music festival with all independent bands, 40 bands.
Wow.
For the solar eclipse back in 2017.
Wow.
And we've done several different community events. So we just had an Easter egg hunt on this past weekend that we did for the Haynes Park Neighborhood Association in our neighborhood. And we partner with different businesses in the community to help bring forth different things and different to help cultivate and bring some exciting new things to the community. So I've used my leverage as an event planner and my connection that I made over the years of working and to help provide opportunities for our people.
This is really good, Timothy. This is so good. So so you can help me understand, what will what would be your things that you like to do for the social cares or the schools or housing, or what does that look like for you?
So there's some things that I kind of like look for. Is that one is like education. Like, how can we better educate our people on things as far as the city? Of course, Nashville is really, really growing. There's a lot of changes happening in our city, and so one of my things is that let's educate ourselves on these processes and things that are going on in our city, so we can better take advantage of them as locals. You know, Nashville has been greatly inundated by people from all over the world, you know, that come here to Music City to live here and get their careers and stuff started. And they're, you know, it's a great thing. However, though, when we have such mass growth like that, a lot of times the people who are locally are the ones who suffer because we're not privy to the information and the growth that's going on around us. So one of my mantras is that I want to better inform our people about the growth that's going on so that we as Nashvillians can grow together.
I love that so much, because I get to meet a lot of Nashvillians, and I've been here 2 decades, and just hearing what you said is so very vital right now for the locals to really understand the change and embrace it, because it gets really uncomfortable when you hear it from the locals. It does, because when I hear the locals, it talk about, like, you know, I don't really, you know, like my hometown anymore, and I feel for that, because I know that they should be able to. I feel like you all should stay here and stay as long as you want to. This is your home.
Absolutely, and I think that's kind of like if you travel anywhere around this country and you mention Nashville, and they're like, "Whoa, it's a hot spot. I want to go there. I hear a lot about it, and all these things." And that's from an outside perspective, and they celebrate Nashville so much. Well, but then, like you just said, when you get to the locals, it's like a lot of complaining. The taxes are high. They're moving inside, they're moving around the city, and things like that. And a lot of that is just from where, you know, we've got to get more involved in our community, and we got to have some confident and good quality leaders in the office that we as people, as we grow and we learn, we get educated, that we can really believe in and trust in, that they're gonna bring us the right information to us. And so that's one of my things, is that I really want to be that person, that conduit for our community.
We need you. We need him. You guys, you hear? We need locals like you to really get us informed, because I'm still learning. How do I keep, you know, stay in Nashville and help other people stay in Nashville that just deserve to be here, right? It's just how it is. Okay, great. So we talked about the schools. You're going to do. You want to talk a little bit more about education, or
education is a big thing right now, and the city is going through a lot with the shootings and different things like that, or whatever that may have happened. And those are all great tragedies. You know, I pray for the families, all the families that are involved with that, who experience loss. And, you know, it's just such a tragedy when you have young people lose their lives over, you know, selfish acts. You know, and then that's never good. And my heart goes out to those families who lost those children, and the adults that were lost also. But in our schools, we need to help our schools with, you know, get more involved as parents. Like, parents are the underlying source for our kids in our schools, because they're our kids' backbone. You know, yeah, kids spend about 8 hours in school, but they spend another 16 hours at home or in their other extracurricular activities that may be involved in. But we've got to get more involved with what's going on in the schools, and not be so reactive to when something bad is going on. But let's get proactive. Let's put some leadership and get out and lead our way to a better Nashville. Nashville is changing, and it's changing for the good. We would like to hope. And so how can we put ourselves in positions and help change our children so that they are our future? How can we put them in position to where they can take advantage of this new Nashville as we see?
I love it. I think it's so important. What you hit home on is we as the parents to the students, we got to get involved. I think we do need to be more aware of how much we have to stop, go to those meetings, get involved with our children's lives, and make sure we know what's happening for them and how we can support teachers, the whole thing about that is important. Starting at home, like you said, those 16 hours we have at home with our children, are we getting them prepared for this new Nashville?
Absolutely,
Mhm,
absolutely,
mhm.
absolutely. So, and then one of the other things I would like to work on in this one is just bridging the gap between like local businesses
Mhm.
and the locals in the community. Like, how can we work together? You know, in District 1, we got some Fortune 500 companies that are there, but we don't want them. Don't want to see them sit on that hill and not be able to commune with the locals in District 1 to be able to work. How can we both benefit off of being in this district? You're not going nowhere. We're not going anywhere. How can we collaborate and say, how can we make this situation better for all of us so we can all enjoy the benefits of being in District 1? And that's something that I really am an advocate for, is working with businesses and the community to come together and bridge that gap.
Yes, that's important because I that bridge is really needed to make a whole wholesome community, because the community needs the right businesses and the businesses need the right support.
Absolutely.
So that they need to figure out how to bridge that.
Absolutely. In our community, we are the spenders. We spend a lot of money in our communities, and it would be remiss if those businesses that we spend with can't provide some type of service back into our community, of giving back, whether it be to the schools, whether it be to helping aid in some of the infrastructures in the area, to create some learning experiences, some different classes and things like that they can help sponsor for our growth.
Oh yeah, that'd be great for the businesses to interact. That would be awesome, Tim. I think you have some great ways of bridging things. I love how you mentioned how the hand to hand work together. I love that. So we also tell us you told us a little bit about your family, and then you also what you have up there. What about the environment, like the environment in your what would that look like?
Well, the environment is, we've got to do more with mental health awareness. All of our environments are right now affected by mental health awareness. A lot of the mass shootings and things like that have happened because we've had people who have dealt with mental health. And so how can we educate ourselves on mental health, how to recognize when somebody is in a traumatic type situation, how to see and understand what people are going through, in their lives, whether they're dealing with emotional situations, whether they're dealing with anxiety, whether they're dealing with different mental breakdowns, or so have you. So how do we educate ourselves to be able to recognize that and identify those things?
That is a key component.
Yeah, and that helps to shape our environment, because if we're not aware of what's going on around us, then we're affected by it. You're affected by what you're not aware of, whether you know it or not. There's change in Nashville going on, whether you know it or not.
Yeah, that's true.
Things are happening in Nashville, whether you know it or not. And so we've got to move from reacting to be proactive in those situations. And mental health awareness is one of those things that are really key. I recently lost a daughter in August. God rest her soul. She died in a car accident. But one of her personal issues that she dealt with was anxiety. And her anxiety kind of was spawned from just her not dealing well with large decisions and large crowds and things like that. And so, how does anxiety affect us? It causes us to go into depression. It causes chemical imbalances in our lives, and it causes us sometimes to be introverts, because we can't deal with those anxieties. And so, how can we better help people, be better people? How can we help people be better so they can participate on a day-to-day basis in our society?
Oh, sorry for your loss. Oh yeah, anxiety it's a big play, and mental health is a big thing in our lives. Sorry for your loss. I'm sorry to hear about your daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, how can we, what things will we see you do to help, how do we help you, and what things will you need help with?
Well, one thing you can help with is by support. Get out there, support. Reach out to me on my social media platforms as TP Barbering Events, on social media on Instagram. It's also Tim Thompson on Facebook. You can reach out to me.
You can type it in there if you want to.
Okay.
I'm gonna have him type it in. You can, if you can. Well, you can still. If you can, you get over here. Well, we can type it in a second. We'll type it.
No
Yeah.
problem, no
So
problem.
go ahead, tell them where you want to be reached at, and then we'll type it in for you.
Or you can go to Thompson Place, the Thompson Place, Nashville.com is my website. You can go there and you can look me up, and you see the different things that we all do at with Thompson Place and in the community. I've done various community service projects around town. We work with TEA. We're doing some community service projects. We did a community service project where we distributed like 20,000 pounds of food.
Wow.
Down in the North Nashville area, and we fed like 330 families.
Wow.
You know, it was a blessing
That
to see those families come out. And so it's those type of things that I want to continue in the community to help us, you know, help our people, help. And when I say us, I mean all people in District 1. I'm not just black, not just white, not just, we talk about all people, because all people are affected by the changes that are going on in the city.
That is so true. I love it. All people. I am in the city. I am, you know, from Murfreesboro. I had commuted in for like 7 years, and Murfreesboro has changed in the last 2 decades. I spent most of my time there, but I worked in Nashville, and yeah, all of us are affected by the changes. And that's all skin types and all of us, right? So I really am honored to have you here with us today. And then we push this right here, and so yeah, and then I can stroll that across. So his information, thank you, Timothy. I placed it there. If you're on YouTube, you see it there going across the screen. If you're on Facebook, his email or information to reach him. So support. This brother is definitely sounds like the guy. What was you trying to do? I apologize.
I hit something wrong.
That's okay. What were you wanting to do on there?
I was gonna just add my email address.
Oh, okay, sure. So what we do, we're happy to have you put your email address in there. And so we really need to be aware of all these things, what's happening with our schools, our the housing. You haven't, what about that? The housing planning here in Nashville.
Well, housing plans is of course, there's new developments going everywhere around the city, and what's happening is you have development that's going on that are outside developers that are coming in and kind of like developing the land, and then so we got to figure out how can we promote some of our local developers to be able to take advantage. And affordable housing is a really big thing with all of the growth and everything like that that's going on. And it's really a tough subject because when you got a city that's growing as fast as we are and things that are growing like we are, what is affordable housing, and what is affordable, and so, but the caveat with affordable housing is that how do you have affordable housing and have growth at the same time? It shouldn't be like you have to choose one or the other. You would think that they would be able to come up at the same time, but the thing of it is that you need representation to be there to speak up and say, hey, everybody can afford a $400,000 or $500,000 home. There's some people who just can't afford that, so what can we do to help?
Right. That is so true. That is so true about this community, right? It's just, so that is a tough subject. It's a very tough subject, and we are here today. If you're just tuning in, we are here with Timothy Thompson. He's a candidate for District 1. He is a native of Nashville, Tennessee. He is the man. He's the man that we need to support, it sounds like. I really think that you're going to be a great candidate for this position. I feel good in my spirit about you, and having the heart of people. I feel like you really do have the heart of people. I remember I met you on a panel, and I felt like he was just a really wholesome gentleman, and I'm so glad that we were able to connect. I met him at another panel. He was being a man of his word. He has been a man of his word, and it's good to have but our men. I always got to say our Black men as well, and men period, but especially good to see Black men on their path of destiny and helping not only their self do the best they can with all the things that suppress and challenge our Black men. You know, I'm very passionate because I'm a mother of Black boys, and I love people as well, all people, but definitely I am honored to have you. And I met you on the panel for men. Your perspective there reminded me of a cousin of mine. He's like a cousin to me, like, you know, he's like kinder cousin. And I was like, this guy is a great guy. And so when I asked you to come on the show, I'm so glad that you were able to come today. We have a few more minutes. Is there anything that you would like to share with your followers, listeners, and with the WL listeners today before we leave the radio show? Is there any other thing that you would like to share with us?
Absolutely. And that is vote, 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 vote. The biggest voice that you have in turn, and the largest and most powerful thing you have in government is the vote. The power to vote is more powerful than any money, anything you can actually provide, just for the simple fact of your vote is the power to change. If you want to see things change in this community, you got to show up, but you also have to vote. You got to be involved in the process. My dad used to tell me growing up, he would always tell me, he said, if you're not voting, you're not a citizen. You know, you have to use your rights to vote, to be an active part in what's going on in the change in the city. And, you know, right now you see we're suffering when they're downsizing the city council and the state legislature are making a lot of changes. And some of that we're suffering from those changes because we have a shortage of representation, you know, and because of the representation is lack of vote. In the last couple of elections that we've had very low voter turnout. So in a city that's over 700,000 people, you know, you only have a small percentage of those people that are actually going to the polls and actually voting. So the biggest thing that we can do is use our voices, use our voting power to make change in our city. You know, if you want to be a part of change, you need to go out and vote. If you don't vote for me, that's fine. Vote for somebody else. The whole important thing is that you show up to vote. That's the most important thing that we have. That's the power of the people, is to show up and vote. If you want change, you got to vote. And then while you voting, vote the best option. And the best option is Tim Thompson.
Oh, I love the best option. That is Tim Thompson. Tim Thompson is the best option. Let me tell you, I love it. Timothy, you are an amazing man, and I think he is the best option. And I need you to share and like and get this word out there. Listen, you guys, we need this. We need these changes. We need to step up, and showing up is one of my quotes. So showing up for yourself is like, that is 80% of it. That's like the best thing you can do for yourself is show up and vote.
Absolutely.
Get registered now. If you need help with getting registered, I'm sure Tim will help you, and I can help you.
Absolutely.
We'll help you. We need to show up, you guys. Our family, our future is counting on us to show up in these voting, and we need the representation, especially of having intelligent, smart people in there on that panel, in those places to help make the decision for all people.
Absolutely, all people.
For all people, because yes, we are all affected.
Yes,
we're all connected,
yes,
and yes, that's all of us, and I mean all of us are connected. So Timothy, thank you again. It has been such a fun time, such an informative time having you here on the live here at the Mighty 147 Nashville Heritage Radio Station, and also being a part of the RFD Talk. It's been such a great day.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, welcome, welcome.
It's been a pleasure. I've enjoyed it.
The best option is Tim Thompson, and I'm sticking by that. Hey, I am going to thank you all. You could be in everywhere, anywhere in the world you are, and you could have did anything, but thank you for taking time to listen in on this segment. This segment, it's a must-have. We will have you back. Is that okay?
That is wonderful.
We'll have him back because we want to see him sitting in that councilman seat, and we'll get you back out here to tell us more about all the changes that we can look forward to here in Nashville. And 2023 is our year to really, really work together, guys. So step up, stand up, shine up. It's a new April.
Yes.
You can do this. We can do this. We can do a new thing. We can vote. And so I'm Robin F. David, you guys. You all know I am super honored to have y'all every Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Set your notifications. Hey, you want to come back every week because I'm going to have an amazing guest from local Nashville, which is the place to be, is the destinational place to be from. Or you could be coming in from all over the world. I'm going to be bringing those segments in that's making a difference in our communities, in our homes, and in our lives. Hey, I am Robin F. David, inspiring you. I'm inspiring you, beautiful people, to embrace, love, and nurture yourself as you do into others. And remember to tune into my meditational session on April the 16th. Register so you can be there, so you can learn how to be still, reset, and restore yourself, because this is your year, beautiful people. You deserve the best, and hey, I'm here for you. We thank you again for tuning in, and we'll see you next week here on RFD Talk. Thank you, beautiful people.
Are you 60 plus and love to travel? Introducing the Senior Travel Discount Network, brought to you by Low Cost Airlines. Call us anytime.
You are amazing. Oh my God. Oh my God. It was such an honor to have you. You have such a great future ahead of you. Congratulations on everything in advance. We need you. We need you so much.
I'm here for it.
All right. He's here for people, so don't forget to vote. You hear me?
We'll give you an extra free night with your qualified